Hey guys, Bowie here, and today we'll be talking about Mineski.ICEICEICE Pangolier. I know this might piss people off, but not having the Pugna support is a big hit on the way my life was set up. I'm trying to become a caster, and I'm not asking for anything besides honest feedback on my stream. I'm casting high MMR pubs every day, 12 hours after this video gets online, and I would really appreciate to have the same warmth and reception on my Twitch stream as well. Thanks everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed this video. Pangolier is not a hero that I play very often. In fact, I probably played it twice, so take everything I say here with a grain of salt, okay? This hero changed quite a bit ever since Sing Sing was spamming javelins, and I'll try to talk about it as the game goes on. This game starts with ICEICEICE playing brilliantly. Right at the start, he scouts the lion around his top tier 1, and he abuses the mobility of Pangolier insanely well. He hides behind this tree, knowing the Dire will maybe try to scout things out and try to get the bounty. And with Lion moving 1 inch out of position, look how this hero punishes the grid. He attacks once, and note, he's waiting for the Lion to commit the animation. He already predicted that the Lion will disengage. He attacks twice, and as the cast animation for Impale gets channeled, he abuses the instant cast point of Swashbuckle to not only dodge the stun, but to damage Lion, while also positioning himself perfectly to get first blood. Swashbuckle is without a doubt the best skill this hero has, not necessarily for the damage, but the positioning and instant cast point. Even without Arbovenom, Ice gets the kill while chasing him, while also snatching the rune since PL went top to help his friend. He also makes sure to harass the PL as he goes back to his tower with the Swashbuckle, and with the Impale being spent, he actually keeps on going. This hero has 4 armor, stealth, shield, so he can easily trade hits with Lion. In this meta of dual lanes, all you want to do is to draw aggro to your range creep and force a better creep equilibrium for your team while you zone the enemies out. Since Lion is that low, Pango can easily do it, especially because he has Swashbuckle ready, so while Dire tries to engage, he can easily get out, and this is a huge victory already. The lane is already pushing, and Ice has a lot of HP regen. In fact, thanks to the low cooldown of Swashbuckle, Ice is never afraid of going in and drawing range creep aggro until Kanka is level 2. And one thing I want to mention is the unspoken hero, the support Pugna. Not a sponsor anymore, but still, since Ice is drawing so much attention, he can easily draw aggro, not only making PL suffer damage as he farms, but it gives ICEICEICE free experience since there's no denies and a lot of CS. If you're not a Pangolier player and you don't follow the meta very closely, you're probably thinking that the strong part of Pangolier is the Swashbuckle procs, be it with Maelstroms, Javelins, and while that's an important factor in the hero, the strength of this hero lies in the wave clip. Swashbuckle and Shield Crash, without reductions, deal more than 600 damage together when maxed, and both skills have insanely low cooldowns, which makes this hero insanely good at defending pushes, split pushing, just damage overall, you name it. This is why Arcane Boots is pretty much core in the hero right now, and why everyone gets the mana regen talent as well. Ice goes even further, he gets a soul ring, which makes sense, this hero doesn't need boots early on most of the time, especially in a dual lane scenario like this. Ice plays crispy as hell. As this huge creeper is about to go forward, he draws aggro from the camp with Swashbuckle and moves forward to draw aggro from the Dire creeps, preventing the enemy creeps from meeting each other. What that allows is Radiant to harass PL if he wants to get those creeps, while ICEICEICE can keep on farming without getting any CS denied or taking harass. Talking more about Pangolier, the standard Pango build almost always is maxing Swashbuckle and then Shield Crash with no points in the passive until level 11. Support Pangolier sometimes learn the passive at level 2, which in conjunction with an Arbovenom gives them chase and kill potential, but in core Pangos you usually get the passive at level 11 and you just utilize your wave clear and AoE damage as best as possible. In fact, the AoE damage from these two skills together are so good early on that as Ice pushes the lane, and also since he has so many mangoes, he just goes and dives. Note that Impale was already used, and he waits until PL and Lion align to commit the Swashbuckle. Surprisingly, Hex cancels the damage, but the reason this build is so good is that you can dive dual lanes super easily. Not only he has damage block, but 25% damage reduction, and since Dota was used, he doesn't care tanking tower hits and grabs the kill. A lot of the times, if a Pango is solo offlaning, you will see him getting Arcane Boots at some point, and ICEICEICE gets Arcane Boots, but since he got such a great laning stage, he even gets a Javelin before that. It's slightly greedy, but considering he got first blood and he's doing amazing, he can definitely get away with it, especially in this dual lane scenario in comparison to the old Pango versus tri-lane. In the usual tri-lane, you just want to survive and clear the wave so that you don't get any tower damage, but when you have someone with you, you actually want to have more damage, and Pango doesn't need boost to follow up, so that's why the Javelin is so important. One of the many beauties of this hero are the low cooldowns that I already talked about. Note that he uses Swashbuckle to clear the wave, while also dealing damage to PL. That gives him level 5, and since PL doesn't really seem to understand the matchup that he's into, it's just an easy kill for Ice. PL tries to go for a debate with the illusions, but Ice is too good for that, and makes sure to seal the deal at the end. The strength of getting the Javelin before Arcanes is that with one Swashbuckle and Shield Crash, even at this stage, you're almost clearing the wave in one go, and that doesn't only give you tower pressure while also giving you free reign for rotations or farming jungle, it's also more burst damage for kills. He even gets a Clarity to boost his sustain even further, but obviously when there's no one top and Pugna is with him, there's not a reason to spend the cooldowns if he can just get the CS by right clicking. Finally, Lash rotates, and since he saves those cooldowns, look what happens. He dies. But we'll see a lot of good escapes soon. Keep watching. One thing I feel we have to talk about is Swashbuckle placement. Doing it right takes a lot of practice, and I feel like it's out of the scope of this video. But let's talk about it once. For instance, a player could be hungry to get this CS here and use it, but Ice knows another wave is coming, and he makes sure to land every single hit on every single creep. He doesn't even bother committing Shield Crash to clear the wave, since he's safe here, and he wants to repel the PL from experience range. Meaning, he could shove the wave as fast as possible if it was afraid, but at this stage, you're also interested in getting some denies and just make PL suffer as best as possible. As you get more and more levels on your skills, you kind of become this weird melee Lina that is super mobile and just clears waves, but you're a Pangolier as well. We can see him dragging the pull from Dire, and as PL farms the creeps, look how he can harass him without taking any damage. For now, the objective is not only farm as fast as possible, but also shut down the enemy carry. He even taunts the Rolling Thunder a bit to dissuade PL from getting CS. He also uses the trees here to go for another Swashbuckle, and since he has ult, he has even one extra mobility spell. The amount of harass this hero can output from a safe position on this short cooldown is insane, and PL is forced to get more regen, while ICEICEICE just chills. They pull their own wave towards the large camp, and Dire can't really contest it. Ice can also farm Dire's pull easily thanks to the mobility, and this hero, when enabled in a duel lane like this, goes off like crazy. He even farms the large camp afterwards and tries to use the trees to set up a Rolling Thunder. This skill is fairly hard to use, especially in this location, because the walls are too far away from each other. He ends up killing his support, but at least one rotation was forced, and Ice can clear another wave easily. As he goes for the 10-minute rune, he draws aggro with his Q, and look how he goes up the high ground to be sure he's farming in a safe spot, since Dire might try to check for bounties too. With Soul Ring and Arcanes, you can always drop the Arcanes to get even more efficiency going, and the hero just takes off. He finishes the camp with a Swashbuckle towards the area he wants to go, saving time, meaning he can clear a camp, he loses pretty much no HP, he suffers no structural damage, and this is why Blink Dagger is so popular. It's not only a good combo with her ult, but it just turns you into this anti-mage that actually has a good laning stage. Again, efficiency can be seen with Arcane Drop into Mango, and even if he commits both Q and W to farm the wave, he can always ult away. Not before forcing 2 heroes top. As that happens, he can draw aggro from the medium camp with another Swashbuckle while he backpacks Arcanes, but he doesn't even bother finishing those big creeps like the center, and he goes top to pressure since Doom is now showing mid and he's not afraid anymore. The way this hero deals well with the early PL illusions and creep waves is very strong. That's even before the mana regen talent, by the way. The waves are butter for this hero, and that allows him to go for rotations without ever fearing for his top tower, while also harassing the PL that cannot force towers or jungle without actually buying more regen. He TPs as his Rolling Thunder is about to be ready, and watch how he plays this. They try to look for something, but Pugna ends up dying to a trap. But here's why this hero is that good. He can just clear one wave super easily, dissuading Dire to turn that kill into any objectives. Well, Dire wants to get another kill in their jungle. Good luck for them, because it's going to take a while until they can even touch the bottom tier 1. He easily clears one's creep wave, and since he knows that Dire wants Pango's booty and he has no TP, he uses the night vision to hide in this sneaky spot. Ice does wait for a long time, but Dire never got top or bottom, and Darrow just keeps on scaling. In fact, since literally no one is showing, he predicts a Dire rotation and gets back to the lane via the tree area, and that allows him to counter-initiate with Rolling Thunder. Those are bulky heroes, so look how he uses the wall once again to deal damage, but as the duration ends, he disengages while also dealing more damage with the swashbuckle. During all of that, he drops the arcanes again to get more soul ring mana, giving him an easy doom snipe at the end. The next wave gives Pango a blink dagger, and this hero takes off crazy fast after it. I mean, as if he's already not taking off. The beauty of this hero is that you farm so much that you can get any items your team needs. You see Pangoliers getting Pipe, Maelstrom, Crimson Guard, U-Scepter, Shivas, Octarine, you name it. And this is one of the many reasons this hero is first phase banned almost always. The Blink Dagger is also another disengage/engage that really has value versus PL. The hero is quite mobile, so being able to choose the exact location to blink and kill illusions and stun them is great in a game like this. In fact, as Lion gets even closer to the radiant side of the map, Ice can close the gap of it and easily commit both Q and W, almost killing the hero. Yes, he gets doomed, but thanks to the Blink Dagger, he's in a great position and can just walk it off. Eventually, we see Ice going for a smoke gank with his team, and we can see some crispy rolling thunder usage. This is a great area to fight since you have the right cliff to bounce back, so look what he does. He makes sure to shoot Crash as he finds Kunkka, and thanks to the right wall, he can easily bounce back, doing even more damage. At this stage, it's very hard for him to hit that hero again, so he swashbuckles not only to land in a favorable position, but to finish him off as well. Later on, he wants to harass PL, and as you can see, the Blink Dagger just gives another layer of safety on how Ice can play the hero. Considering the low cooldowns on every skill, it just synergizes insanely well. He keeps on hiding just to make sure that there's no creep wave momentum coming from Dire. And yeah, I feel like this hero needs some balance, honestly. Be damage, be reducing the damage he does, mana cost cooldown, or his mana regen talent. As he is, if he gets an okay laning stage, it's insanely hard to stop him. Ice makes sure to always drop the arcanes with Soul Ring, and he can clear waves and rotate to get kills around the map without ever worrying about losing towers. In this case, he actually TPs to the tier 2 while his Tinker gets dove, so that's unfortunate. Even though that happens, look what Ice can do here. Since he sees Lion, he can blink into him, knowing that he'll have the wall to push him back right away. He instantly swashbuckles towards him, since he didn't got the bounce and wouldn't be able to get another roll, and he uses the fog beautifully, making it harder for Kunkka to X the Pango. Thanks to his low cooldowns, another Q is ready, and he can blink forward and disengage. Maelstrom is not a core item on Pango, but against PL, there's definitely a reason to get it. It also increases the Pango wave clear, making it even stronger, especially as the creep waves get more and more HP as time goes on. It doesn't stop here. Dire dives Tinker once again, but keep watching what this hero is capable of. As he notices the cast animation from Lash, Ice can not only dodge the Split Earth, since Swashbuckle doesn't clear trees, he's completely hidden now and can blink out. And this is very important, outside of vision, behind the trees, avoiding any X-marked place. A few moments later, as Tinker TPs to his creep wave, Ice knows that Lash is there, so he tries to go in with the ult. Note how he plays. He first closes the gap with normal Rolling Thunder, but he notices that Kunkka is in the backlines, close to a wall. That's clearly where you want to jump because you get 2 bounces, and then he disengages instantly with the Swashbuckle. As you can see, using the wall is one of the more important parts of this hero, especially when you have Blink Dagger, and trying to awkwardly roll towards people after initial roll is rarely effective. So he just makes sure to be out of vision with his Q, so he doesn't get axed, and they almost got a kill with the missiles there. We talked about the Maelstrom a while back. Look how he can pretty much one-shot creep waves with his Q. Right now, no Dire hero is showing, and this hero cleared creep waves from total safety. Since now Dire has to be mid to clear the other wave, when Doom engages here, the lane didn't push, which doesn't allow for Dire to follow up instantly. And what happens is that ICEICEICE tanks the Doom easily. People still disregard how wave clear is important, and this is just a perfect example of it. Beautiful Shadow Amulet play, by the way, allows ICEICEICE to be close to the fight to re-engage as soon as Doom ends. He makes sure to blink forward to use the walls close to the river to deal extra damage as Dire retreats. And he beautifully finishes it off with a swashbuckle. Thanks to the Blink Dagger and a lot of patience, Ice at the end gets just enough vision with the Q for Tinker missiles to go through. Lash denies himself, but this hero can just dive the base with no fear whatsoever, since you can jump here from the base to the ground. Yeah, you can also swashbuckle. Yeah, be careful. time is fairly long, but this is a clip that I really like watching. Radiant occupies part of Dire's jungle, and you can easily see the power of this hero in terms of free harass. Since Radiant has a ward, look how Ice uses this incredibly unexpected spot to be close to the fight, waiting for his time to go in. He starts moving, keeps on using Tree Fog to find the best spot to go in, and as two Dire heroes align, he easily swashbuckles forward into Shield Crush. Later on, they can use the Stolen Doom to finally take the Lashrak down. Actually, that pony is too fast, so they finish Lion off, and even though PL has BKB, PL's illusions are too easily bursted with the Q until he has like a heart, and they take this commanding fight, eventually winning the game. Well guys, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed the hero that I chose, if you enjoyed the player that I chose, the way that I explain stuff, please make sure to like. That's the only way for me to know if I should keep on going for the same players, for the same format. Please, that's the only way for me to improve. As you all know, I'm trying to cast every single day. It's usually pretty fun. I'll be streaming 12 hours after this video gets online, so if you're interested, if you want to help me become a caster, make sure to stop by and see what you think. If you want to know what's happening with my life, if you want to see some crispy memes, or just standard Twitter stuff, follow me there. If you want to see me casting, or if you want to see me playing, follow me on Twitch. If you want spoilers about next video, or just spoilers about my life, Instagram is the way to go. And if you want to talk about Dota with people that care about your crispy boy and the game, join our Discord channel. There's a lot of cool people there and you're gonna have a good time. I guess that's it guys. As I said, I'm trying to become the best talent I can. Still not doing great, but hopefully we'll get there. Thanks guys, bye.